Welcome back, everybody, to the Wild Faith Podcast. My name is Evan Bungham, and I have my co-host, Luke Timmons, with me in the flesh. We are on episode 60. 60, man.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty crazy. And we are live in the home studio, getting ready to kick off a fun weekend of turkey hunting.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. I'm excited. We got a little bit of rain, but it'll just make the turkeys want to play all the more in the
It's funny because these last, I would say 2 or 3 years, and maybe it feels like this every year, that it's been uniquely either super dry or super wet here in Minnesota. And now we're off to kind of a wet start. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing, though. I saw probably 45 turkeys on my way down in the middle of the rain. It started raining since St. Cloud.
Okay.
I saw some turkeys, though.
Nice. Yeah.
Out in the rain.
It'll be fun to get after them tomorrow morning and change of scenery and get after some
you're
new
probably
birds.
Ready for the refresh button.
Yeah, some new birds.
Yeah. So kind of give us a lowdown a little bit how that's been going from the last week here going into week 2 now.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I'd hate to say it'd be easier if I wasn't seeing birds, because then I'd be like, okay, I'm just way off the map.
Yeah.
But we've been on them every time, and not maybe necessarily in play, but like doing good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the toughest part is we were hunting the same 3 toms a couple different times, and they have 10 to 12 hens with them.
Well, your dad did get a shot off. From what
That's a different property. Single tom. We put him to bed the night before. Had the boys in the truck with us, and it was kind of weird that he had that tom had probably 6 or 7 hens with him.
Okay.
The 5 of them went off roosted to the west. So I was like, okay, it's not ideal.
Yep.
To go hunt that spot, but like it's in play, because I figured he was going to roost there. So I'm glad I didn't leave, because he ended up walking the field all the way back towards like where the cattle are on that one piece. And there's a bunch of big trees there. Didn't see where he roosted, but I did see a hen
somewhere in there.
Hen roosted when we were leaving. So I was like, okay, he's somewhere in this clump of trees. Toughest part with us is we just couldn't cross the river. Like, I went and tested it.
Due to the rain or just due to the river?
Due to the rain. Oh, yeah, for sure. No, it's super crossable when it's not wet. Like, I mean, we've had like 5 inches of rain the last couple of weeks.
You debated about bringing the waders.
I'm kicking myself a little bit, because if I did, we probably could have gotten them. It wouldn't have been an ideal, because...
Did your dad have waders?
No, but I would have just put them on, throw them back.
I thought you were just going to make him go commando.
Funny story about that. When we were hunting the Byron Club a few years back, we were hunting across the river on this little spot that goes up, and then brought the waders out. I crossed, pitched him back over in the dead of night.
Nice.
He crossed. So we've done it. But anyways, so I knew that bird was somewhere in there. I'm like, I've been watching him cross the creek in different spots.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care. If they want to go, they're going to go. He pitched, I started doing some soft yelps, and he started just ripping.
It's the evening, right?
Nope, morning.
Oh, morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Morning. And so he pitched down, did his strutting around. He was across the creek, and we were probably 50 yards from like the creek or whatever. Just kind of hunting a cattle pasture and a clump of trees in a blind. And he did his thing. All of a sudden, I had a hen just going off behind me, trying to probably pull him with. And every time she called, I did the exact same call she did. Every time pissed her off enough, she came right by the blind, checked out our decoys. If she would have came in like 2 minutes later, I think that Tom would have came over, because he was with the hen. She was already walking away from us.
How wide is the creek?
5 to 10 yards.
Oh, well, that's not bad. It's
it's just like
it's an easy pitch for. I mean, that's like 2 flaps of the wings and they're over.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a. I just
think
like a river. Sometimes like Grove Dolls, or even some of the stuff we hunted in some other states where it'd be like, well, turkey's got to fly 80 yards.
Yeah, that might not happen.
Bird has got to be really hot,
really fired up. But yeah, so ended up both those hens were walking away from us. I knew he's not going to cross the creek towards. I had a quarter strut Jake and a hen out. I knew he was just going to follow those hens. he kind of strutted, kind of did his thing, got it all on camera, and he was at like 52 yards.
Okay.
And I'm like, if he turns, you can hear me in the video. If he turns, shoot. And he turns, shoots. He was literally just wide left. You can see the
freehanding it too.
Freehanding it too. So I mean, that's a tough shot regardless. But you can see the like his tail feathers like go down a little bit from the BBs.
That's crazy.
So it's like, oh, that one stung. But then we got back on those three toms.
I mean, like we've talked about a little bit about like at least like for is it your dad's first time, right?
Actually, he's gone out with me before, but actually him hunting, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like
when we went, it was just in a blind.
Yeah, but like your first time to get out, like you're having action though.
Oh, nonstop.
Compared to getting out and like nothing, not even being close.
He's crawled through the thicket. I mean, like it's fun because I got it all on camera. It's fun to watch. But like, yeah, I mean, it was like we were driving. Another story. We're driving along the field. We see all those 3 toms with their hens out in this field. We're like, we can beeline it. We got enough cover and just see if we can. I had the full strut. He crawled to probably 60 yards, and they were just like if they were in front of him, then he probably would have shot or had a shot at him. But like where they were 60 yards this way, and there was just enough of a bump out of this just nasty thicket where it's just like there's no shot.
Dang.
We've been on them this tight.
Turkey. I would say like I wish I had that many stories.
Yeah.
We have birds, but like we've hunted for a collective. We've had very well behaved birds, I guess. Like I think I've only hunted for maybe 3 hours.
Oh. Ouch.
but nothing fun has happened.
Yeah.
I take it back. I mean, it's a lot of fun stuff's happened.
Yeah, for
shooting
sure.
birds and stuff, but like anticlimactic, or
like
it's
just
like
the
they fly down and boom, they're right there. I mean, like it's what you want, but like that's kind of why I got a bow tag this year, because I had a moment where it was like, man, it's like you go out, not saying it's easy, but like you go shotgun, rope a bird, and you're done. And it's like the bow season. It's like I know maybe we're bow hunters because we love the struggle.
Yeah,
we love just torturing ourselves.
Yep. Yeah. No, I mean, so yeah, we've been in play, and we'll get after them tomorrow morning, and it's.
Where are you going to go tomorrow?
With you.
Yeah, tomorrow morning should be good. I mean, it sounds like it's rain. I wonder if you can hear it. It's raining right now, and sounds like it's going to rain until maybe 6, maybe 7 o'clock, and which is fine by me. I mean, we're going to get a little wet, maybe getting out there. We'll get out there still before sun up and stuff. But there's nothing better after, and like, I think turkeys love rain. I mean, like, it's not fun hunting in the rain, if you're filming or whatever it is. Like,
but like a light drizzle like this.
No, it's fine. Nothing. Turkeys love it.
Yeah.
But I say, like, as soon as that rain breaks, man,
it's go time.
It is like clockwork, where it is like every bird is getting out to the field. If they already weren't there, they're going to just put on a show for, and that's where who knows, it might be really good till noon tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully we're done by about 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Coffee and
busy weekend. We got who's in house hunting. Jake. We're taking Jake Seamers out.
Yep.
He's gonna come out gun hunting, so hopefully we can get him a bird. I think it's me and you, and then Eric going with bows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be a really crazy weekend.
Could be. It could be a fun week. I mean, like, it could be a weekend of doubles. Could be a triple. I've never done a triple.
Yeah, that'd be.
Had opportunities where we've had multiple toms come in that we have doubled and could have tripled if we had a third guy, but
yeah, that'd be wild.
Triple would be wild. I think if we can go 2 for 4 on the weekend, I'd be ecstatic.
Oh yeah, 2 birds. Yeah, that's the over under.
If we don't kill a bird, I might have to take a week off from the podcast. Just be soaking my wounds.
Yeah. No, it's been fun turkey season. Lot more to go though. I mean, we're only a week and a day in. Yeah,
you're going to be a road warrior. You got, let's see, you're going to hunt this weekend with us.
Yep.
And then are you going to Wisconsin then, or are you taking your wife out?
I'm going to take Jen out next season C. And then, Wisconsin. Well, then Eric Clemens is coming up.
Oh, he's coming back.
He's coming up for a day. So like, do or die.
Day, come on.
He wants to do it. So I was like, all right.
Did he? He was flirting with his bow. Is he taking a shotgun?
No, he's doing a gun. Like, if we're doing one day, like, you can't put that pressure on me, Ricky Bobby, right there. Because
it's a hard one when you got a bird sitting at 50 and you got a 1 day at the hunt.
And you're like, I wish I had the old boomstick, but yeah. So yeah, he's coming up, and then gonna get in some hunts with Sam, and
nice. Yeah,
and then late season taking Dad out.
You're gonna be a busy man. I think I have. Hopefully we all get birds this weekend. If
That'd
not,
be great.
Eric's coming up north, so if he hasn't got one, I can get him one. I'm getting my buddy Ross a turkey. And that's it, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm tagged out too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like, got the boys out.
Yeah, saw that. That's awesome.
I mean, about 3 hours. So
saw turkeys.
Saw kind of, yeah. So as we were coming into our spot, the property just to the east of it had birds working the tree line, and I'm like, Dad and I hunted there the night before. If they do what they did last night, I know exactly where to sit. And it was closer to like where we parked, so all the more better with a 4 and a 2-year-old. So I had turkey vest on, blind, 3 chairs.
At least you guys got in the blind. That's nice.
But I basically got probably 75 yards from the spot, and I looked at Liam like, just get your brother. He's 4. I'm like, because he was trailing a little bit, but I'm like, I know I have turkeys working. Like, I just need to get this blind up, throw all the crap in there, get 2 decoys out really fast, and then just whip the boys in there, and we're good.
Yeah.
And that's not what I do. And I think I got most of it on the GoPro, so it's kind of funny because I just like pick them both up, stick them in the window.
I knew this because you told me the story already, but like I don't know why in my head I was envisioning that this was at like 4 a.m, and I was just imagining John with no headlamp, like just 20 yards
meanderously wandering in the dark. Find your brother, boy. Yeah. No. I'll wait to do that when they're a little bit older. But.
I've asked Nora. I've told her, I'm like, because she got to have a fun little weekend with me last weekend.
Yep.
Hopefully I'll get her out maybe once this weekend. But we got to see turkeys and stuff, and she thought that was pretty cool. But I've asked her, I'm like, do you want to hunt in the morning? I'm like, we gotta get up really early.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, I'll do it. I'm like, well, before you really didn't have a choice because you didn't really understand it, but like now it's like you have that ability to make your own choices. Or if I wake you up at 4:30, I'm going to get a different human being.
Oh, you never know. But Liam came out twice last year in the morning, and did pretty good. Yeah. So it's crazy. I mean, it was. And those birds ended up maybe coming in our field like 5-10 yards off the tree line and went off to wherever they were going to roost. So it was fun. Yeah. We got to just do some bro time and have a good old time. But yeah.
You bring snacks?
I had to.
It's good.
Snacks are a necessity with kids, especially if you're in the blinds. Then it's just like whatever.
That was probably the funniest bit though. Like, so after Nora went to the bathroom, finally sat up, watched these turkeys. Keep in mind, turkeys are like 6 yards, 5 yards, whatever they are. And she's eating that, and then she's looking at me, she's like, Dad, snacks. She's like that meme kid from back when Vine was a thing, snacks. So I'm hitting her, I'm ripping open little Debbie oatmeal cream pies. And I'm like, here you go. I'm just like, shh, be quiet. Just eat your snacks.
I know, because like Liam would just wolf it, snack down. And I'm like, hey, you gotta wait.
Is he a pretty good eater?
Oh, yeah. They both eat pretty well. John, I mean, they eat good.
I think Nora would qualify, my wife would attest to this, as one of the slowest eaters on the face of the earth.
Oh, really?
Unless she's like ravishingly like starving.
Hungry. Yeah.
Like, man, sometimes we will sit for supper and watch her for 45 minutes. It's like you have finished a quarter of your plate. We're not leaving until it's done.
Yeah. No, and it was like, hey, we got to wait now because I give you all your snacks, and now you're going to make it about an hour, and then we got
you guys sat for like 3 hours.
It was like just shot like 2:45.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
We didn't quite make it to sundown, but it's like turkey hunting. I feel like if there ain't anything going on around you in the last 15 minutes before sundown, it ain't happening.
Yeah. I think there's a sweet spot window to about, like right now, sundown's at, I think 8 o'clock. So I'd say like up till about 5:30. I think like that 2 hour, like breaking it down, like what you were just saying, like that last hour and a half, I would say they're probably within a couple 100 yards of the roost site, if not tighter. Sure. And then that last 45 minutes, they're pretty damn near tight to where they're going to be, so they can pitch up anytime.
Right.
But before that though, that like 3 o'clock to maybe 2.5 to 3 hours before sunset, I think is a really good spot of where birds are pretty active. I mean, that's like right when me and Nora snuck out and they were firing off.
rolling.
Hens were going crazy. I think people give up too on turkey hunting way too early. They'll sit the morning and then sit till an hour after first light, and then nothing's happening, and they give up and they go home for lunch and brunch or whatever it is. But dude, anything from 9 o'clock to 2, and then I think there's maybe a little bit of a gap there, and then that evening front is always a good time.
Oh yeah,
chase birds.
Can't kill on the couch. So
Valid points.
Gotta be out in the woods. Yeah. No, it's fun. It's always fun getting together, we watched the draft for a little bit. Now the Wild just won, so.
Sanders get drafted yet?
Nope. Did not go in the first round.
Did not go. That is big news. Yeah. That'll be a headline of this podcast. Yeah. That'll get some plays.
Get some clickbait. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really paid too much attention to it compared to
very upset with the Vikings.
Vikings? You don't like that pick?
I don't know. I don't even know who they picked.
Oh, they picked a guard.
Yeah. Well, we need it.
I can't remember his name.
Saves another leg.
It's you look at some of the teams that just pound the rock, or just good football teams. There's Cowboys always have a pretty decent O-line. Teams like that, where Packers, same thing, where it's an unsexy pick. But
hey, if it's
quarterback can't throw the ball if he's on his back.
If it saves Golden Boy's other knee, that's fine with me.
Yeah. Well, and that's they got sacked 9 times in that NFC wildcard game, so it's you gotta fix that one.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It was all in on McCarthy.
Yep. I don't know.
What if Rodgers? If they sign Rodgers
upset
a week into training camp?
Well, it would complete
the Favre thing.
It would complete the craziness of that whole backstory.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I have his autograph.
There you go.
Pretty
wow,
cool. But yeah.
Cool.
I know. Hating on the guy. But that's just that football's worth money, man. It would be his rookie year that he signed with the Packers, which I think was 2006 or 7.
Like that.
I got Donald Driver, Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones wasn't in the league yet.
Huh?
Aaron Jones wasn't.
Not Aaron Jones. Amon Green.
Okay.
Who was their kicker that was really good?
Crosby?
No, it was before Crosby's days. It was what's his Ryan Longwell.
Longwell
Had 23 people. The only person I really didn't get was Favre, because he showed up in his own Ford Escort and his own spot. He came in and
where was this?
The training camp for the Packers.
Oh, you went to okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
So I got all these autographs of Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
and I don't know where the football is.
Oh, woof.
I know.
Sucks.
I'm that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends what Rodgers you get.
True.
If you get even last year
ayahuasca or not.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Wow.
If you got it sucks with the Jets. He blew out his Achilles, and when you're 40,
true. I think he would have had a great year.
That's hard to. And the Jets they're the Jets. Sorry if we have any New York listeners listening.
Well, I feel sorry for you.
But
welcome to our misery.
If you got even the last year he's with the Packers, Rodgers, if you throw him on Vikings, you got
pretty good.
Yeah, he's got more weapons than he's ever had.
Credit, he's one of the most accurate long ball throwers there has been in a long time.
Well, you got to think the Packers just drafted that kid from Texas, that wide receiver tonight.
Yep.
That's the first time ever that they've drafted a wide receiver.
Well, they've always had no names. Think of it
Jordy Nelson.
If we really want to dive into all fantasy stuff right now, I'm thinking this year, the Packers have always had
scrubs.
I would say
Not
number
scrubs,
2,
but
number 3 receivers that they've made into all-stars.
Because of Rodgers.
Or
Brett
Favre.
Yeah,
that's two great quarterbacks.
Yeah. They've had some stuck wide receivers. For sure. Driver.
Oh, yeah.
Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings. Oh, yeah, I got Greg Jennings autographed too.
Put the team on his back.
Yes. Come on, man.
that video, I saw that the other day on the gram. I was like, that takes me back to 8th grade Miss Grob's class.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's actually hilarious. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah. So the Wild kick butt 5-2. So
let's go. That's game 2?
3. They're up 2-1.
That's right. Well,
I don't know. Tough thing with the
tough
thing with the Wild too is the
Wolves too. They're
Wolves,
winning.
I think 1-1.
Yep.
I know.
Yeah.
The NBA, but no, the Wild. I think the toughest part with them is they went all in on the Zach Parise, Ryan Suter.
Yep.
This is the first year that money isn't still eating at them. And like it worked for a little bit, but they were never going to be bad enough to go and get like a superstar like McDavid or something like that. And they were never going to be good enough because they didn't have that guy to go win a cup.
Yeah.
Like they make a splash in the playoffs.
Well, we're going to be even more debt now once they build the new stadium.
What?
Yeah, they're rebuilding the XL Center.
Really? I didn't know that. Rebuilding it? Or?
$700 or $670 million reno. Wow. So I think they're going to literally level it and start over.
Really? That's
yeah, you have to look it up.
What's wrong with the X? Hey,
I think the X is terrible.
You think so?
For state of hockey, you know, cool. UND has a cooler arena than we do. And they're a D1 hockey program. Wow. But they are the best in hockey. Yeah. We'll give them that. Yeah. And they also had, I think it's all self-funded.
Sure.
But like, yeah, I think the XL Center could be way cooler for the state of hockey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been to a hockey game up there in a while.
It's fun. I mean, any hockey game is fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. What else? Pope died.
Pope did die. It was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I actually watched Two Popes the other day. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's like when Pope Benedict decided.
Where's that one on though?
Netflix.
Yeah, I don't think
it's got Anthony Hopkins. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. Can't remember. I don't know what the other guy's name is, but basically, it's just like the story of Benedict getting kind of a little bit of elected, like the beginning, and then kind of goes through Pope Francis's life and story and how that transition took place, and it's good. I mean,
so I feel like you probably know. Like we didn't really like. I think of like when I went through RCIA.
Yeah.
And you know we talked about all that stuff, but we didn't really. It was more scripture focused, I would say. Yeah. Well, yeah. So we really didn't get. I mean, we talked about all the whatever that hierarchies and stuff, but like not like down the rabbit hole. Like what happens when the Pope dies? You know, like all these other traditions that I feel like watching the news and how media's spins everything beautifully. That it's like there's so many traditions that have been passed down through the church that they go through whatever procedures they do when the Pope dies and stuff.
Yeah, the conclave and stuff.
And then electing new people, and people are talking about how demonic this is and all their stuff. And it's just like, well, it's just like the way the church has been for how long?
Demonic?
Yeah, it was quiet. This is Facebook world.
Yeah.
So we're diving.
My brain didn't click there I thought you meant like political or divided or something.
Oh yeah, well it's like it's Facebook world. Yeah. There's always Debbie haters for everything.
For sure. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Like what happens now
when they elect a new pope.
Yeah,
I think there's like you said, there's a whole
process,
and there's like 9 days of grieving, and then it could take I don't know. It'll be like a month or so. Yeah. I'd probably say within a month they finally figure out some. But but anyways, I was getting at is like I liked a lot of like what Pope Francis stood for as far as like being more like not so like more reserved, more like trying to walk in the footsteps of like Christ and being like not so like flashy and having all this like pageantry and stuff and just kind of going back to the roots. There's not a lot, but there are some things I completely do not agree with. Yeah. Like blessing, homosexual couples and that and stuff. And so like, but it's like anything. I think everyone always like nowadays, all the media wants to flip and do is just divide. Yeah. Where it's like, you can still like respect somebody or even like them, even if you don't 100% agree 100%. With them. And that's where it's at with like culture nowadays, where it's like, it's like, nope, you can either like this person or you have to hate them with every ounce of your being. So it's like, there's a little bit of good in everybody to an extent.
Well, I feel like a little bit too, like in a lot of purposes. And I don't think it matters at all what denomination you are, because I think it's more of a holistic perspective where I think as Christians, a lot of times too, from the outside world, maybe we don't get the reflection that like we're always doing the right thing. And then as Christians too, that way, I'm not going to pick a speck out of your eye until, you walk my mile, whatever. However you want to phrase it, where it's like, all right, well, as a Christian, I'm going to respect your point of view. I can rightfully
completely disagree
with you, but it doesn't matter if it's political or this, where it's like, I'm going to have the respect to listen to you understand and hear
Right.
what you're saying, but it's like I can still believe in what I want to believe in,
Right.
and I can love you for that, and I hope you do vice versa. You know?
Yeah, respect.
Yeah.
All that stuff, right? No, for sure. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they decide. I mean, there could be for the first time ever a pope, elected from the U.S.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, it changes maybe the way some things are said or done in the church, but it's like goes back to what you believe in personally, in your own faith, and like how you walk better with Christ, how you carve out that time for yourself and try to live, as close as you can to, his teachings.
Yep. Yeah. Amen to that.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously that's some news.
Yeah. Some sad news.
Yeah.
But it's, it's one of the way of life. They're human too. They're not anything more than that. They're humans just like, us.
For sure.
What else?
Yeah. It's turkey season. Time to get after them.
Yeah. I wish we were going to be able to trout fish, but it is
too much water.
Flooding.
Too much
well, not only that, food plots. This was supposed to be a big weekend for us of getting corn in and getting food plots ready. I really wanted to get some clover down and with some oats, and that's not going to happen.
Yep.
It's even too wet to do that. And we don't have a tractor. So tractor's still getting fixed.
Kind of stuck. Yep.
Wouldn't dare drive the truck through any field right now.
No. Nope. But that just means we get to chase turkeys more, I guess.
Yeah, this will be a good weekend. It'll be turkey chasing. This will be the last weekend for me at home.
Yeah,
until
baby.
And then probably after baby for a while. Mm-hmm. So this will be crazy. Probably the longest stretch I've ever been away from the farm.
Coming up?
Yeah. 3-4 months maybe.
Yeah. What's the longest stretch?
Probably that.
Yeah.
I think if this winter I think it was like since I shot my buck like December to I think I came home till March.
Yeah.
That's probably but that's life. It is life. I did. Oh yeah. Random note. Did find a shed.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll have to find it.
Here?
Yes. First one ever in whatever 30 years that we've been here now. And probably 20 years of actually actively looking for sheds.
Yeah.
So funny thing, found it right by the apple trees, right in the backyard.
That's a good spot.
Hilarious. Yeah. But it's had blood on it. So that's what made me think that was fresh. And it looks like the squirrels already got to a decent amount.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But that was a shocker. Mm-hmm. Out of all the places, that is hilarious that it was literally... It makes sense though, because they're eating apples. And the only deer that stuck around, I think I have pictures of that deer. I think there's only like 3 bucks that stuck around this winter, and they're all just 2.5-year-olds. Yeah. Tiny.
Yeah, that's crazy. First shed ever finding here.
Ever. And we've done food plots for 4 years. And outside of that, we have endless CRP. But also, again, our woods is not a deer sanctuary yet. Mm-hmm. Working on that. All the deer in our area, since we are pretty sporadic for, I would say, any significant tree coverage over 100 acres, does not exist.
No.
There's only maybe 2 farms I can think of that have close to that. And they'll hold deer. But otherwise, all of our deer migrate probably about 5 miles, I think it is, to high forest. And man, it is wild there in the wintertime. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of deer.
Yeah.
But hopefully we can get to that point eventually as we start to build more diversity and some more thermal cover, which is the biggest thing, and having food.
Yep.
That they'll stick around and stay.
Yeah.
Because
talk about that a little bit more too, because I can remember coming out here as a kid and you guys had the go-kart track out in the front because there's not a tree out there. You could see the house from the road. So how cool is it to see going from that as a kid to now where the farm's at and all the TSE work we put in?
Yeah, it's wild, man. I think of when my dad and Dean and Bruce all moved out here, my great grandmother owned the land after coming from Norway.
Jeez.
And owned the land. We actually owned so much more land than we have now. Yeah. Which is funny because, we were a farming family, got out of farming, got on the dairy farming. And then obviously that was horrible back in the 50s and 40s for whatever it was locally. And so they lost the business and the farm. But we used to have a lot more acres than we do now. But anyways, that doesn't matter. So these guys got the farm. And it was just CRP fields, man. It was actually a wetland. And yeah, to see the 10 acres of rim that's out front and the 10 acres in the back, and to see that every single tree out here besides the river trees that, the old man planted.
Yeah.
And I have the piece of paper. Maybe we'll overlay it in this video. This is a good time to do it. He had a drawn up map. He has it dated. It's like the week before they got the contract to be able to build out here.
Do something, yeah.
And he had everything down. He had the pond on there. He had the trees on there. He had where the house was going to go. Cool. He had, my favorite part is he has little stick drawing of the basketball court because he loved playing pig.
Yeah.
So he had that on there. So that was always kind of fun. And yeah, so it was fun to see that, because then on the front side of it, he was writing down plays for us back when we were in football. So it's got all of he's sending Jake, Jake's the center and me at quarterback. And then I think you were a running back or a receiver.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he has all of our names on from our high school class on there and stuff for our kids. So it's pretty cool. So cool. I've got that framed up. But man, it's magical to see how well some of the trees did too, because I give actually my good buddy Zach Felton's coming over here on Saturday with his boy to pick up some trees. So that's kind of been fun. Nice. Seeing the repercussions of what he did, and now being, especially for those guys that were close with him, to be able to put a piece of him and a piece of the farm on their property where they live is pretty cool awesome to see a tree grow. But man, he never had a tree that died. It's the craziest thing I could ever think of, where it was just I can never remember a year where it was just man, we planted, it's like child labor. We'd plant
pine trees,
1,000 trees a year, more than that. But I think when they first moved out here, they got a tree planter, and that's how they did all those tree rows. And they must have planted a couple thousand in a day.
Yeah.
But if you were to fly a drone, and I think we have footage of it, a drone over top of our property now, I would say maybe there's only 4 acres of CRP that's exposed out of what was probably 36 acres of CRP. Yep. So pretty awesome to see that. And, a lot of these trees are anywhere from 10 feet to 30 feet.
Yeah.
So to see what the maturity rate is for a lot of those trees in 30 years, to see that, they were planting as literally foot tall trees.
Yeah. Right.
That was it. And now it's a forest. So it goes to show you, if you have a property and you're willing to have a dream and a plan and an idea, and you plan on being there in the long term, it gets me so excited, because my dad would always hype it up to me.
Yep.
And was just man, your kids are going to love this. And it's yeah. And then I get jazzed up, because I'm the more we upkeep it and do our bit, and someday hopefully I own my own farm too, where it's my grandkids are going to love this.
Yep.
And then that keeps happening, Yep. So that gets me going, and which motivates me to keep doing work on the farm now, when Liam can come out and Nora can come out with me and enjoy it, and Cole's kids and my other sister and brother's kids when they have kids,
Yeah.
Yep, that was his dream. And it's fun to see. And the coolest thing out of all of it is, I think there was a lot of deer here before. There's no turkeys. A lot of deer here before, but as it's gotten on through the years, it's only gotten better and better and better. Board, we have, I shot my first turkey on the farm when I was 11. And we had maybe 2 turkeys in our section.
Sure.
So the fact I killed one was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, we probably had 5 turkeys. We probably have, 60 turkeys that probably live in our section now.
Crazy.
And just but you'd go 2 miles down the road to our other woods, and there's 200 that are out there. But before that, we had nothing 2 miles over in the same type of habitat, I would say.
Yep.
We had nothing, but as we kept building more, and he plant more trees and just do more diversity on the farm, we just more and more, pheasants, turkeys, everything.
Yep.
We're just missing bears and wolves now.
You see it, speaking of wolves, that wolf
I got stories for you.
Down by...
Yes. So Inside Resources, it's very interesting. And I feel like this is maybe a good place to talk about it. So what I want to know what you've heard.
The one that got shot down by Iowa?
I'm talking about the one that got shot down in Rushford.
Spring Valley?
Spring Valley.
Yeah.
You heard about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you know about it?
Yeah, I don't know. A kid was out coyote hunting apparently, and saw what he thought was a coyote, shot the wolf, and tried to hunt. I don't know. It's an open pending case.
No, it is. It's interesting. I think it's So I've heard stories of people talking through the grapevine going all the way back, probably like, I don't know, 10 years.
Yeah.
Down in Spring Valley, same area. So right outside of Forestville, all the way to like Rushford, all the way to the border, like La Crescent and stuff.
Yeah.
Where, oh yeah, there's timber wolves. We've seen them. Blah, 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 blah. They came from Wisconsin or wherever it was in northern Minnesota. And like, but DNR, there's no wolves that far south. They can't coexist, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not shitting on our DNR here, but like, and then I feel really bad for this kid because using thermals. So the story, all he saw was the head. So when you see a dog head and you're thermal hunting, how in the hell do you tell the difference if it's a wolf or a coyote? Can't.
I mean, size.
Yeah, but if it's all you're looking at is a friggin' headshot, that's all. I mean, so anyways, so feel bad that he got fined, but the DNR also is like not, and now apparently now that they've been, the DNR officer knew that that wolf got shot before, because like, so how should I say it? So like, from my understanding, what I've heard is that like, pretty much just saying that the wolf was chipped. It's like they already knew it was down there.
Oh.
And then they're just denying that there's no wolves down there. But obviously it's not true because there was a legitimate wolf that got shot and he got fined for it. You shouldn't have got fined for it if it wasn't true.
Well, he tried to, I think, hide the carcass.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Like I said, I don't know all the details.
But I think that's like,
I have no idea what's going on.
I just think it's an honest mistake where it's like, it wasn't, I mean, if the kid like buried it and the DNR found out about it and he didn't tell it, because I'm pretty sure he came forward, didn't he?
After he moved the carcass.
Okay.
Because I think, I don't know. I don't want to comment too much on it.
All around, I just feel bad for the kid that he got in trouble for it.
Sure.
I just think it's an honest mistake. But I also think it's interesting that the DNR isn't like fully coming clear on like that there's, because I believe that there's wolves in southeastern Minnesota. Maybe not as much as there is northern Minnesota.
There was one.
Yeah, just like there's been bears down there too.
Oh, there's been bears, yeah, lots. Not lots, but frequent.
Because I think sightings. The biggest rabbit hole.
There's mountain lions too.
True.
That's way more common.
But I think the biggest rabbit hole with it all is like, I think some people are starting to think that was their replacement since they removed sharpshooters back in December.
Oh, boy.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's where there's such a deeper.
That's down the rabbit hole. Hold on, I gotta get my strap on my tinfoil helmet there quick.
That's where I wanted to get at. I was like,
gotcha.
That's where I think people are now like, well, yeah, they just got, because that was a failed program from my understanding. They didn't get enough test results.
Oh, for CWD?
Yeah, or not enough landowners wanted to agree to it. Which, no defense to them, like I wouldn't want a sharpshooter on our farm just because we would have no deer left. Mm-hmm. But also, one of the reports, there was a deer from Forestville. You'll have to fact check this online because I'm not going to start throwing out wild numbers and be wrong on it. But I was told that this deer from Forestville, 2.5-year-old male, traveled 56 miles to Cannon Falls in one winter, in a month. But it was a CWD active deer, so supposedly that's why our zones opened up. So like that's why like Mower County got picked up, Dodge County got picked up.
But they had the one.
Yeah. So I don't know. All this stuff is all sunshine and rainbows and fallacies and stuff that I have no idea if it's true. So do not take anything that we say on here with any word of.
Yeah, that would ruffle some feathers if they were releasing wolves without anyone knowing about it.
And I have no bad feelings on either parties, if it's the DNR or whatever it is. Like,
well, I'd have bad feelings if they were releasing wolves.
True,
but
if we didn't know about it.
I don't think they're doing it.
I don't think so either. I feel like that's something that they would have to publicly announce.
I would think.
The last thing I want is all of a sudden.
I mean, that's like those wolves that they introduced down in Colorado that they got from, I guess, Oregon, and they ended up being
the wrong ones?
No, I mean they were wolves, but the reason Oregon wanted to get rid of them was because they were preying on like cattle and stuff. Yeah. And so they let these wolves out in Colorado, and what do you think they went and did?
Oh yeah,
they would prey on cattle. So then they rounded up the wolves, and they have them in like a little sanctuary, and they're like, wow, "What do we do with these wolves?" It's like
not to put my tinfoil hat on again, but I did hear that they are talking about releasing some of the dire wolves.
No.
In Minnesota.
No, that ain't happening. That's not happening. There's only 2 of them, I think.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of incestive.
They're born in a
I guess.
lab.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. No, it's what a time to be alive. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's why we just like going chasing turkeys. It's simple.
It's simple. Simple. Yep.
Fan
It's
of the
like
simple
eating
life.
tater tots and mustard. You know? Little sling blade. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for tomorrow. It should be good.
Yeah.
You know, rain or whatever it is tomorrow. It's fine with me. Turkeys will be there. I think that's the fun thing about it. Where for me this weekend, it was just kind of nice is where, you know, without just other things happening in life, like this would be the first time that I could just like
relax,
hunt.
Yeah.
Really not think about it and just kind of go.
Yeah. Yep. Full send. See what happens. Be a good time.
Yeah, it's really coming down now.
Hopefully she lets up a little bit.
She might be a little bit wet tomorrow.
Damp morning.
Yeah, that's okay though. I'm not too worried about that. Well, I guess we can keep going for a little bit here, but you drew a South Dakota tag. Congrats.
Yep.
I
solo again.
completely forgot to apply. But I already knew I wasn't going. So, but I'm pretty sure I can get a preference point this fall.
Yeah, you can.
But no, if I would have got my tag,
then you can.
And deferred it,
then you can.
And got a preference point, could I have bought another preference point in the fall?
That was South Dakota DNR. That's too much math.
Yeah, well, I was having that debate with somebody the other day. I was like, well, in theory, you get 2 preference points. Then guaranteed to tag the next year.
Yeah, some of those states, it's goofy. I don't know. I was kind of eyeballing up. I applied for North Dakota too.
Oh, nice. I might do that.
I'm not gonna do both, but I think I would try I'd try North Dakota.
I want you to go kill my deer.
Oh, in South Dakota?
Yeah, that'd be
wild.
I would pay for your mount if you did that. I swear on you on this podcast right now.
Wow.
If this deer has matching wounds and video proof that is the same deer, or
how would I get video proof?
Or no, from mine.
Oh, okay.
From my footage.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
And we line it up, and you kill the same one. I will pay for your mount. Not a full body, shoulder
half
mount.
A giant, at least.
Shoulder mount.
You're
gonna dedicate your
full
whole
body.
Week.
I am going to hunt this one deer. I'm going to sleep out here under a tree. A full.
The sad thing, man. The sad thing about that deer, I really don't know if it survived.
Yeah.
Especially a South Dakota winter out there.
Never know. They're tough.
Tough it was deep for hunters. It was Saturday morning when we had to leave.
It was right before gun too, so it probably just got
and there's 7 trucks and we're leaving. Yeah. And the best part about all this is watching all these guys getting out of their trucks trying to hunt, and like where I was just putting a stock
for rifle hunters.
No, bow hunting.
Oh, there's 7 guys.
Dude, it was packed when we were leaving that place.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I won't drop names, but it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Why was it packed? What day did you leave?
Saturday.
Oh, well, that's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So but as I'm driving out though, I saw 4, and I found new spots for you and I in the spot. Sweet. Saw 4 deer over 150, and I saw 1 giant. I'm watching all these guys crawl down these fingers, and it's like, man, they're literally right here.
Don't tell them.
They're right there. But I was
interesting.
I was so shocked in that trip, and I think we talked about it on the podcast already, but like how I didn't really know that with mule deer. I knew they migrated.
Oh yeah.
But I thought they usually went back to like similar grounds there before, because like this area that we were in, section wise, we'll call it maybe a 20 square mile radius.
Sure.
And we were seeing, one year there'd be an influx of deer here, the next year it'd be over here, the next year over here. So like this spot, I have maybe only seen deer 2 years out of the 11 years I've been there, like a good number of deer.
Yeah. And
then this last year when we were there, that was the only spot there was deer. And there were so many deer. They were just, I don't know if pressure or what it was, because we rolled in that week before gun.
Yeah.
And all the deer were bottom of the fingers in the trees. And the only reason you're going to see them is if you were in the opposing bottom looking down in that bottom.
Sure.
So that, which was interesting. Yeah. But I will pay for your shoulder mount. So.
Yeah. And then speaking of North Dakota, we're driving out to Glacier with Eric and Tony in August.
Nice. Bison hunt. Spear hunt.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that in the park.
National news.
Yeah. No, and then so we're gonna swing through Teddy Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota. So check that out. Never been to North Dakota.
I've only drove through national parks, but like I'm assuming you guys are actually gonna go like sightseeing or whatever.
In like North Dakota, or
yeah, like when you guys are going through the park, you're like in the
yeah. I mean, we're just kind of we got to get the Billings that day, so we'll
gotcha.
We'll maybe spend like an hour, like do lunch there, or something probably, and then just.
Custer's the only one that I've actually like drove through go through and like look for animals and stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
nice. The boys will like that.
They're just.
Wow. Let's go. Yep. Congrats.
Yeah.
Autumn, if you're listening, we need to do that.
Yeah.
We are going to Belize. So that will be fun. Yep.
That'll be a good time. That's winter time?
That is Christmas. Yeah, kids are spoiled. We never got that growing up. Nope.
That's pretty sweet though.
Yeah. No, I'm pumped, dude. After saltwater fishing for the maybe 3 hours I got to do it on my Florida trip. After spending X amount of dollars at a bait shop, when I could have just flown my own stuff down because I was told that I couldn't fish when I was down there. And then I get down there, get told I can fish. And I'm like, I wish I would have just flown down everything I wanted. But after catching a couple snook from the beach, I was like, this is fun. And I wish I would have done it more.
Yeah.
But if the Belize trip does happen, it should happen. But if it does happen, we got our own pier, our little docking area. We got our own boat. And then fly fishing from shore. We can go out in the bay like a whole week and a half to fish.
Perfect.
Stoked.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. So
good eating.
I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
Fish openers coming up. I'm trying to think what other big things.
Summer.
500 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll cross the 1,000 mark on something.
We'll do it. Get her done.
Yep.
Good stuff. Well, we'll close this one out.
Yep.
We'll be doing a turkey talk here this weekend too, so maybe a little
live
update on how the weekend shakes out.
Yeah, and other than that, same thing. If you guys like what you hear, like, subscribe, follow us on any platform. We appreciate all the love, and see you next time.
Thank you for joining us on this journey through faith in the great outdoors. We hope today's episode has inspired you to seek God's presence in the wilderness and deepen your connection with nature. If you enjoyed today's discussion, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the Wild Faith Podcast on your favorite platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. By subscribing, you'll never miss an episode, and you'll continue to be a part of the Wild Faith Podcast community. We'd also love to hear from our listeners, so please don't hesitate to reach out with your questions, comments, or topic suggestions. You can connect with us on social media or through our website. Your feedback is important to us and helps us improve and tailor our content to better serve you. And always remember, the great outdoors isn't just a playground for hunting and fishing. It's a sanctuary for finding solace and spiritual renewal. As you gear up for that next adventure, I pray you find God's presence in the crackling of a campfire, the thrill of reeling in your catch, or the quiet solitude found in nature. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Wild Faith Podcast. Take care, and God bless.